Have you ever wanted to try something badly, but stopped yourself because you were afraid of failing? Sometimes we are not afraid of the work. We are afraid of what people will say if we don't succeed. This is the story of a young boy who had a gift for making swords, but one fear kept him from discovering how far that gift could take him. Many years ago, in a small village surrounded by green hills, there lived a 16-year-old boy named Arin. Arin was an apprentice in an old blacksmith's workshop. He had spent years watching his master shape glowing iron into beautiful swords. Unlike the other apprentices, Arin had a natural talent. His hands were steady, his eyes noticed tiny imperfections, and when he held a finished blade, he could tell exactly where it needed to be stronger. But Arin had one weakness. He was terrified of failing. Every year, the kingdom held a great sword-making contest. Blacksmiths and young apprentices from different villages came to compete. The winner received a silver medal, a purse of gold, and most importantly, the chance to work in the royal forge. Everyone in the village talked about the contest. And this year, everyone told Arin, "You should enter." Arin wanted to, more than anything. But whenever he imagined standing before the judges, he pictured himself making a mistake. What if the blade cracked? What if his sword looked worse than everyone else's? What if people laughed? So he kept saying, "Maybe next year." His old master, Rowan, noticed. One evening, while Arin was polishing a blade, Rowan asked, "Why haven't you registered?" Arin lowered his eyes. "I don't want to embarrass myself." Rowan smiled. "Embarrass yourself by trying?" Arin said nothing. The next morning, Rowan walked into the village square. Arin followed him. There, a large wooden board displayed the names of everyone who had entered the contest. Rowan picked up a piece of chalk. Then he wrote his own name. Arin stared at him. "Master, you're entering?" Rowan laughed. "I haven't made a sword for a competition in 20 years. But there are younger and stronger blacksmiths than you. I know. And you might lose." "I probably will." Arin looked confused. "Then why are you entering?" Rowan placed the chalk in Arin's hand. "Because I would rather lose while doing something I love than spend the rest of my life wondering what I could have achieved." Those words stayed with Arin. That night he entered the workshop alone. He looked at the furnace. He looked at the hammer. Then he looked at a piece of iron waiting on the table. For the first time, he didn't think about winning. He simply thought about making the best sword he could. For the next 7 days, Arin worked harder than he ever had. He heated the iron. He hammered it. He shaped it. He cooled it. Then he started again whenever something went wrong. On the morning of the contest, the village square was crowded. 20 young blacksmiths stood beside their workstations. Arin's hands were shaking. He looked at the other competitors. Some had expensive tools. Some had trained under famous masters. Then he saw Rowan standing quietly at the edge of the crowd. The contest began. For hours, the sound of hammers filled the square. Clang, clang, clang. Arin worked carefully, but near the end, something went wrong. As he tested his blade, he heard a sharp crack. A thin line had appeared near the edge. His heart sank. The sword was damaged. People around him noticed. Someone whispered, "He failed." Arin looked at Rowan. For a moment, his old fear returned. He wanted to leave. Then he remembered what Rowan had said. "I would rather lose while doing something I love then wonder what I could have achieved. Arin took a deep breath. He didn't hide the broken blade. Instead, he went back to the furnace. He heated the sword again and carefully repaired the damaged section. He knew it might not be perfect, but he refused to give up. When the judges finally examined the swords, Arin did not win. Another blacksmith received the silver medal. Arin stood quietly as the crowd applauded. Then Rowan walked over and placed a hand on his shoulder. "You lost," he said. Arin smiled. "I know. And how do you feel?" Arin looked at the sword in his hands. Surprisingly proud. Rowan smiled. "Good. Now you know something most people never learn." Arin looked at him. "What?" Failure isn't falling short of someone else's expectations. Failure is refusing to try because you're afraid of falling short. Arin looked around the crowded square. Yesterday he had been afraid of losing. Today he had lost, and somehow he felt stronger than ever. Because he had finally discovered that losing a contest was not the worst thing that could happen. The worst thing would have been growing old with a question in his heart. What if I had tried? And sometimes that question hurts far more than failure ever could. So remember this: you may fail, you may make mistakes.
People may laugh. You may not get the result you hoped for. But if you keep learning, failure is never the end. It is simply another step toward becoming the person you were meant to be. Don't be afraid of failure. Be more afraid of never trying. What did I learn from this story? I learned that failure is not something we should fear. Sometimes trying and failing teaches us more than never trying at all. We may not always win, but every attempt makes us stronger, wiser, and more confident. So don't let the fear of failure stop you. Try, learn, and keep moving forward.